Okay, so we are going to keep working with systems of equations, but this time we're going to write the equations from the graphs that are already given. Okay, so let's start with number one. Let me zoom in. I'm going to actually fold my paper so that we're only looking at number one. Okay. All right, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I'm being given the system right here. Okay, notice how it's already graphed, and they're asking me for the solution. Let me focus this a little bit better. All right, that's the best I can do. All right, so we're going to look for the solution. Remember, the solution is AKA the point of intersection. So I can clearly see that these two lines are crossing each other at the ordered pair 2, 2. So then you're going to put that here. That is the solution to the system. However, now they want you to actually write the system in slope-intercept form and then also in standard form. Okay, so it's going to be very important that you distinguish which line is which. Okay, so I'm going to call this line A, and then I'll call this line B. Okay, so I'm going to start with line A. The y-intercept of my line A is a 3, so I'm going to put a 3 here. The slope, I can use that y-intercept and this point to find my rise over run, to find my slope. So if you notice, I'm going down 1, so that's a negative 1, over right 2, so that's a positive 2. So now I have my slope and my y-intercept, so I get to write my slope-intercept equation. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. So that's one answer I'm going to be looking for. The second answer is, can I write this in standard form? So I'm going to take my equation, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. And remember, standard form means that I want the x and the y together. So I'm going to move the x over. If he's negative, he is now going to become a positive. 1/2 x plus the y that's already there equals 3. Remember the rules for standard. No negatives. That's not a problem. I don't have a negative. But no fractions. So I'm going to multiply everybody by a 2. So 2 times 1 is 2, but divided by 2, back to just 1. 2 times y is 2y equals 2 times 3 is 6. So this equation and this equation are the exact same line. It's just one of them is written in slope-intercept and the other one in standard. Now let's go ahead and find the equation for line B. The y-intercept of line B is down here. 1, 2, 3, negative 4. My slope, I'm going to go ahead and use that and this point again to find my rise over run. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up over 2. Well, I know that 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I've got my slope, I've got my y-intercept. I can go ahead and write it. Y equals 3x minus 4. And I want it in standard. So y equals 3x minus 4. Standard means I want the x to be together with the y. So it's going to become negative 3x plus y equals negative 4. And remember, no negatives. So I'm going to go ahead and change the sign of everyone. So this one becomes positive, this one becomes negative, and this one becomes positive. I don't have a fraction, so I am done. And there you have it. Now, why is it important to be able to write the equations? Because sometimes that is exactly how you're tested on STAR. They give you the graph. The answer choices will look like this. They'll either have both equations in y equals, or they'll have both equations in standard form, or they'll have 1 and 1. And you need to match the equations to the lines. Okay? Let's go ahead and do another one. Look at number 2. So again, same style. First, look at your graph. Get the point of intersection. That is going to be the solution. Negative 1, negative 1. That is where they're crossing. Now I'm going to label my lines. Line A, line B. Okay, so I'm going to start with line A. The y-intercept of line A is negative 2. The slope is 1 up, 1 left. 1 up, 1 left, which means it's negative 1. So a 1 divided by negative 1 is just negative 1. So my equation is going to be y equals negative 1x minus 2. And I'm going to write it in standard form. Move the x to be together with the y, so it's going to become positive 1x plus y equals negative 2. I don't have any fractions, I don't have any negatives on my x, so we're good. And then I'm going to do that again, but for line B. So the y-intercept of line B is 3. The slope, if I use this point and this point, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So 4 over 1 is just 4. So my equation, y equals 4x plus 3. Move that x to be together with the y. So negative 4x plus y equals 3. And then change the sign of everyone because we don't want any negatives. So this will be positive, this will be negative, and this will be negative. And there you have it. Okay? So now what I want you to do is I want you to do the exact same format, okay? And you're going to work on these 4, okay, right now with the person that you're sitting next to. If you're not sitting next to someone, I will be partnering you up. And you got to show me all these, and they got to be all correct. And the faster you get these correct, and the faster that everybody in your group gets it, then the faster you can start on your homework. That way you can get your homework done and you won't have homework for today. Okay?